This is my 2004 Dodge Cummins 3500. What I'm going to do is right here where I think the heated seats control would be at, and maybe for the electronic brake controller from the factory. I think that would be right here also. But if you don't have either one of those, you would have an open compartment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a panel there with about 4 rocker switches. One would be to control my LED lights that I'm going to put back there for when I have my trailer hooked up or when I'm bagging up. I can visibly see a little better. And I'm going to add a switch there for my reverse camera. So I'm going to have the reverse camera hooked up for when I put it in reverse, it'll automatically come on. And just in case if I'm driving down the street, I can hit my switch and look behind me if I want to do that. I'm going to hook a camera up to my truck, and I'm going to hook a camera up to my 18-foot enclosed trailer. So this is just showing you how I did it, maybe not step by step, but at least an overview, so you can get an idea of what you would have to do. This is the rocker switch that I got from Radio Shack. They have a couple of different ones, but I wanted one with the LED light on it, you know, just for interior looks, so it'll look good. So this here, they have some that clips in the back, but you're going to be drilling a hole, and then that hole would have to be perfect for the clip kind. So I got the screw back kind, so I can just drill a hole in and just screw it on there. It's a nice little rocker switch. I think it was maybe about $5 or so. That's the model number, if you can see it, if you wanted to get the same kind. I got a piece of aluminum from Home Depot. I think it was maybe about $7. So it comes a little bigger than this. I already cut my panel out that I'm going to put on there. I used my jigsaw with the metal bit on there so to cut through easy. My work area is kind of cramped because I'm doing a little work on my lawn service equipment. So I got my took it out, and you look on the back, here's the compartment. It's got 4 screws on it, so I'm going to take those out and measure up my piece that I cut. Where is it at? Here it is. I already cut it. So this is from, can't see the tag on it, but it's from Home Depot. So I already measured out, cut it. So I'm going to measure out the holes where I want to put the switches at. And I may leave room later on just in case I want to add a couple of more switches. On your finished piece, when you get done cutting it with your jigsaw, with your metal bit, what you should do is get your rotary tool and you know, just file off some of the rough edges on the piece that you're going to use. Take some of those burrs off so you won't cut yourself. And this here is how it would look when it fits in. So it'll look like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it black, you know, when I get the finished product. So that here. So now when I'm going across it with my fingers, it's smooth. Before it was rugged and I would be cutting myself. With a pencil or a marker or whatever you want to use, on the side that I'm not going to be, well, on the side that's going to be in the inside, I took my pencil and I drew an outline of the work area, so I can take my measurements and cut it and do my drilling and things like that. And I'll show you what I mean. So I got my pencil there, I drew the outline, and this side I'm going to do all my work on. And on this side, this is the side that's going to be, on the outside, this is the side that's going to be visual. So we're doing my work on this side so that it'll look good on this side. This is the paint that I decided to use to paint it. Got this from Home Depot. It's a nice little shiny black. And these are the bolts that I use. Also got these from Home Depot. And this is how it looked when it's spray painted. I got the holes in there. I just went on ahead and did it for 5. So I might have 1 or 2 dummy switches so I can add something later on. And I sprayed the bolts so those are also match black when everything is installed. I'm going to let this dry. Then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the truck. It should look pretty good. Panel completely painted, and I got the mounting holes drilled there. Now this center hole, that's really about the only perfect hole I have. I found that it was easier to make a hole with the drill and then get my rotary tool and just open a hole, maybe lengthwise up and down and a little bit side to side, because the switches, you have a little slack that you can move it around some. And I say that because just in case some are not lined up correctly, at least you have a little play that you could move the switch around just to line them all up. So this center hole is about the only perfect one. All the rest I open them up a little wider so that I can line them up a little better, and you really wouldn't even tell when the switches are installed. And here is the finished project. I don't have them hooked up yet, so the lights are not going to come on, but just wanted to show you how it looks. A little shiny finish. The paint that I used had primer and paint in it, so it stuck to the aluminum of metal pretty good. Now with the screw heads, you might want to get a black marker just in case when you're screwing it in, you might scratch some of the paint off. So what I did was I just held the screw head with the screwdriver, and I got a ratchet and a bolt, and I did the ratcheting and tightening with the ratchet on the other side. So maybe that may have minimized some of the scratching. And it looks pretty good. It's my first time doing something like this, and I'm happy with the finished project. What I'm going to be doing next is wiring up for the reverse floodlights and the camera and a couple of other things. So some of these might be dummy switches, so I might want to add something later on. Hopefully by looking at this, you all got an idea for maybe your own truck or car or whatever project you're working on. Probably expanded on some of my ideas, or maybe just took it step by step. But in any fashion, thanks for watching.